What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about a bunch of new stuff that we're going to get with the Season 7 of Battlefield 2042. So the video is divided into two parts. The first part is about the weapons that got leaked that are apparently coming with Season 7, which are 4 weapons and 1 aircraft, which is a fixed-wing plane. And the other part of the video is about some controversial news that is confirmed by DICE as well. We are going to get some more visual recoil, apparently with zero effect on the actual recoil of the weapon, but trying to give us a better feeling of what it feels like to have, for example, an LMG or an assault rifle. The punchiness of that LMG is going to be felt more, but there are some interesting things about these changes that are, I would say, quite worrying, at least to me, because it's obviously not only a visual recoil, but there are also some gameplay changes coming with these new features, kind of going against what people wanted, I would say. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. If you enjoyed the content, do make sure to hit the like button. It will really help the channel to grow day by day. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so your likes, your subscribes will be really appreciated. And with all that said, let's just get right into the video. So yeah, starting off with Season 7 leaks that are revealing the new weapons of Season 7. It was basically a 40-second video uploaded on Bilibili. For you guys who don't know, Bilibili is kind of a Chinese version of YouTube. And the video is, I have to say, quite ridiculous. I'm not going to be able to show it because the video might be taken down by DICE, and I just don't want that to happen to the channel. But I'll put the link down in the description if you want to go watch it on Bilibili. The link is down in the description as well. It's a 46-second video basically showing the pictures of 3 weapons. We don't have a picture for the other one. That's just basically unknown. We've just got a name for it. And then the aircraft. It's just a bunch of pictures with a Battlefield 2042 music in the background. So I would say just take it with a pinch of salt. So starting off, we've got the AK-5C assault rifle. If you guys remember the AK-5C, it's one of the very first assault rifles that you could play with in Battlefield 4. And it was kind of a balanced assault rifle in every single term. I remember it had a very fast tactical reload as well. That's what I remember from Battlefield 4. But yeah, the weapon was kind of a midline assault rifle in between. And in real world, it's just called AK-5. It's a license-built Swedish version of the Belgian FN-FNC assault rifle with certain modifications, mostly to adapt the weapon to the partially subarctic Swedish climate. It's just a modified version of the FN-FNC. You guys also have the pictures in the video. So yeah, the AK-5C is an assault rifle, which is quite interesting because we got an assault rifle with Season 5. It was the VHX-D3, and I was not expecting an assault rifle or an SMG. I was more thinking of, I don't know, a DMR or a sniper rifle because the game is just lacking in those 2 departments. But anyway, this weapon is only one of the 4. The other one we've got is the CZ3A1, which is also known as the Scorpion Evo 3. It's a 9mm carbine manufactured by CZ. It's a company from Czech Republic. For you guys who are into firearms, you probably know this weapon. It's been in service since 2009, and it was also a part of Battlefield 4. I believe it had something like 1100 or 1200 RPM fire rates. It was like insane in Battlefield 4, and it was really one of my favorite SMGs for extremely close-range gunfights. And yeah, that is also another weapon that's coming to Battlefield 2042 with Season 7, according to this new leak. The next weapon we've got is the SCZ-3, which there is no picture for it online, not even in the leak. So I guess it's just a fake name for a real weapon that we don't know what it is yet. So we're just going to skip this one and go ahead. And the next weapon we've got is Straw from Battlefield 4, if you guys remember. It's actually an anti-tank missile, and it was basically made to kind of complement the FGM Javelin anti-tank missile. It's also known as the Predator Straw in real world. So this thing is really not needed in the game. And that is the main reason why I just like this leak to be fake. Because first of all, we don't even need assault rifles and SMGs anymore. I mean, not in Season 7. If there is going to be a Season 8 or a Season 9, so be it. No problem. Add whatever you want. But right now, the game is lacking DMRs. It's lacking sniper rifles, especially sniper rifles. We don't really have much of them. So what I was expecting was somewhere in those departments. adding straw to the game, I believe we've already got enough anti-tank missiles. If I wanted to add some kind of a missile to the game, I would add some anti-air missile because we've only got one. We've got 3 anti-tank missiles. We've got the Javelin, we've got the RPG, and we've got the M5. So I believe that's enough. Like adding straw is it just doesn't make sense. And what's interesting about this leak and what kind of makes me feel like it might be fake is the CZ3A1 being a carbine. Now I don't know why that is, because we don't have carbines in Battlefield 2042. Even in Battlefield 4, CZ3A1 was an SMG. So that's really interesting. Is DICE going to change weapon categories? I don't think so. I just don't think that's the case. I mean, why bother? That's one of the few things that's all right with the game, right? There's no need to change that, right? I don't know. Having some kind of a carbine in a game with no carbines at all is just kind of confusing. So yeah, that's basically the weapons. Now we've got also an aircraft, which according to the article of the Insider Gaming about this whole new leak, it's called XFAD4. So according to the article on Insider Gaming, which I will put the link down in the description as well, it was also suggested that a new plane called the XFAD4 will be surfacing in the next season of Battlefield 2042, modeled on Russia's Sukhoi S-70, which first took the skies in 2019. The XFAD4 would make a welcoming addition to Battlefield 2042's woefully short list of fixed-winged aircraft. It's not even from a trusted source of Insider Gaming. It's just some Chinese dude putting some pictures together with a Battlefield music in the background. But if this is going to be the list of new weapons that are coming with Season 7, obviously I'm just not alright with it. Because we don't even need straw. That's ridiculous. We don't know what SCZ-3 is. It's an SMG, but we don't know what it is. You've got the AK-5C, which is decent. You've got the CZ-3A1, which is an SMG, but it's listed as a carbine on Insider Gaming. And we've got a new plane, which nobody knows what it's going to do. Apparently, from what it looks like, it's kind of a bomber. So it's not going to be competing with jets in the sky and dogfights and stuff like that. I have no idea how it's going to fit into the game if the leak is legit. But that's just all about the leak. Just let me know down in the comment section, what do you think about this? Is it legit? If it's legit, then how do you find these new weapons? What weapons do you think are like trash to be in the game? What weapons do you like? And those sort of stuff. So let's just get into second part of today's video. We've got some, I wouldn't say interesting, it's kind of enraging news about Season 7. Something that nobody asked for, something that was not really necessary. But we're going to get some visual recoil changes to the weapons, making the player actually feel how chunky and heavy that weapon is. For example, comparing an SMG to an AR or an AR to the LMG will just feel more chunky and heavy, while the AR would feel more sharp. That's what basically they say, but we're going to go and read some of the posts on Twitter from Battlefield's official Twitter account, and then we're going to go to Battlefield Bulletin, which is claiming some interesting things that, if true, we're going to get screwed. I mean, the aiming department of Battlefield 2042 is going to get even worse than it is. Okay, so let's just start reading. First of all, let's just start with the official Twitter account of Battlefield. With Season 7, we wanted weapons to feel more unique and powerful when it comes to firing them. As such, we have made changes to how visual recoil is handled within the game and tuned them to the vision for each weapon. It's an effort to create a more vivid firing experience, which will provide more visual emphasis on the weight and power of a weapon as you fire whilst aiming down sights. You guys are seeing the videos in the background. From what we see in the videos, there's really not much to worry about. It's just basically some more visual recoil. DICE has said nothing about whether or not it's going to be impacting the spread or recoil of the actual game. Is it going to impact our gameplay? Nothing about that. But Battlefield Bulletin, which is another Twitter account basically covering news around Battlefield, has posted something interesting. Let's just read this together. It says, DICE has also pointed out that visual recoil improvements don't have zero effect on where bullets go, which is nice. But spread is not being removed, which is also nice. I mean, spread is basically a very important part of Battlefield gameplay. It's always been. Now this is interesting. Listen to this. It's a mix between recoil shown and visual recoil, where bullets will match where your weapon or reticle is aiming at, and sometimes they won't. Now, what's the meaning of this? Sometimes they won't. sometimes the weapons will not match where your weapon or reticle is aiming at. What's the meaning of this? This means basically some of your shots will be completely random. I mean, where they go is going to be random. So welcome to Counter-Strike, guys. I mean, what the hell is this? And again, with Battlefield Bulletin, we've got another Twitter post. It's basically a comment from Catilio, which is apparently a DICE developer, saying something interesting again. So let's read that as well. It says, for example, when looking at DMRs, even with technically the same degrees of maximum spread and recoil, the way they shake and move between shots can affect how effective they are. So you can for sure affect their performance like that, or rather, make it require more skill to reach the performance ceiling. Now, the latest two posts that I've read are completely concerning to me. It's not only about visual recoil anymore, it's about some of your shots going somewhere you don't aim at randomly, which is completely BS if true. That's just going to be ridiculous. At least from what I've seen so far with all the posts, it's going to be ridiculous. Unless there is something more to it and like we're not informed about it. I understand what they're trying to do with the visual recoil. They're just trying to show that the LMG is heavier, like the DMRs are different. Assault rifles might be different based on calibers and how heavy those calibers are. With different scopes, you're going to get some different recoils, which is also obvious. Comparing, for example, the M5A3 to SFAR, using the same scopes, the SFAR is going to have some more visual recoil because it's a heavier hitting weapon with a higher caliber. That's making sense. Totally fine. Even though it's just not necessary, it's fine. But doing something random, like completely random, my bullet goes where I aim, but sometimes it won't, that is just ridiculous. And trying to make a skill difference by basically increasing the likelihood of your bullets going somewhere you don't aim, that's not even making sense to me. If you guys wanted to add some skill to shooting mechanisms of this game, the only thing you guys needed to do was bringing back the burst fire. That's basically it. Literally all the weapons in this game are lasers. You can just spam your left click or whatever you shoot with, and you're perfectly fine. Completely opposite of what we've seen in Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, where actually burst fire was a skill to learn. And it could really differ based on what weapon you're using. So this is actually very concerning to me. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the videos. The visual recoil is nothing, in my opinion. But what these posts say, it's not only going to be visual effects. Do you even think we needed more visual recoil? I mean, we're not playing in Milsim, right? Why bother? The gunplay was feeling alright. It wasn't perfect, but it was alright. So let me know down in the comment section what you think about this as well as the leaks. And that's the end of today's video. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, smash that like button. If you want more news around Season 7 of Battlefield 2042 and the next Battlefield game, these days are some hot days for Season 7. We're going to get news day after day, and we're going to be covering all of them here in the channel. So make sure to subscribe as well so you don't miss out on anything. Until next time, guys, stay cool.